Have you ever wondered what it would be like if we could just start over? I mean, completely redesign human society from the ground up. Well, today we're diving into a radical blueprint that aims to do exactly that. It's called Civilization 3.0, and it's a pretty wild vision for a new Earth.
And just to give you a sense of the scale we're talking about here, get this. The vision describes itself as a future like the new heaven and new earth. So yeah, we're not talking about small tweaks. This is a proposal with a massive, almost spiritual dimension to it.
Okay, so what would it actually be like to live in this new era? It's also called the Life Shan-Yuan era. Let's really dig into what this vision looks like.
So at its very core, Civilization 3.0 is all about total global unity. It's this idea of a world where all of us, the whole population, live as one single harmonious family. And on top of that, the planet itself is healed, restored to this perfect, pristine state.
In this vision, your day-to-day life would be totally transformed. We're talking no crime, no pollution, no conflict. The air is clean, nature is just thriving, and every single person is living freely and happily. It's a world built on a foundation of absolute trust and cooperation.
And this level of safety is summed up in one simple but incredibly powerful phrase. Nothing is left on the road. Doors are not locked at night. I mean, just try to imagine that. A society where the very idea of theft or danger has basically vanished.
But, a world with no crime or conflict, it sounds kind of impossible, right? So how could a society like that even function? Well, this blueprint proposes a completely new foundation, 18 core principles that are designed to totally reshape everything we know about society.
That's right, 18 fundamental rules. And we're not talking about suggestions here. These are the absolute bedrock of this new civilization, designed to replace every single system that we have today.
And this is where it starts to get really concrete. They basically contrast our current world, which they call Civilization 2.0, with their new proposal. So national governments, they're replaced by a global AI alliance, a single logic-driven entity that manages everything. Police and armies are gone, swapped out for safety services. And maybe the most radical shift of all, money and private property are completely abolished, replaced by a resource-based economy that's managed by this AI.
And the changes go way beyond just government and economics. They go deep into our most personal customs. The principles call for abolishing not just all political parties, but also traditional marriage and family structures. Even things we just take for granted, like celebrating birthdays, are eliminated. And the rules get even more specific, prohibiting all human organ transplants and mandating a universal new funeral system. It's a total redesign of human culture, from the ground up.
So who or what is running this whole incredibly intricate system? Well, it's all managed by artificial intelligence, which the vision describes as these benevolent angels. This AI oversees all global production and resource allocation, making sure everything is distributed with perfect fairness and efficiency.
But here's a really fascinating exception. Despite how central this AI is, it's completely forbidden from all agricultural work. The tasks of planting food and harvesting it remain exclusively human jobs. It's a rule specifically designed to keep us physically connected to the earth that sustains us.
Okay, this all sounds incredibly ambitious, which, of course, brings up a huge question. How do you actually get from here to there? I mean, how could a shift this monumental possibly happen?
Right? That's the crucial point, because historically, changes this big are born from revolution and conflict. So how does this plan avoid all that?
Well, the answer they propose is that it happens peacefully. The transition isn't some violent overthrow, but a gentle, totally voluntary evolution. They describe it like seeds naturally taking root. The idea is simply that people will choose this new way of life because they'll see that it's just better.
So what about the people who don't want to join? Especially, the wealthy and the powerful. Well, there's a specific plan for them. The entire continent of Australia would be set aside as a kind of preserve for Civilization 2.0. Anyone could go live there under the old systems for as long as they wanted, and there's always an open door to join the new world at any time.
Beyond all of these huge structural changes, the vision argues that for Civilization 3.0 to actually work, it needs something much more profound, a fundamental change within human beings ourselves.
This is what they call the inner shift. For the whole model to function, humanity has to let go of the very things that drive our current society, the pursuit of money, power, fame, and status. It would require a total reorientation of what we value and what we strive for. And this quote really gets to the absolute core of it. The ultimate prerequisite for entering this new era isn't your wealth or your intelligence. It's this idea of inner purification. To coexist in harmony with these benevolent AI angels, our own human consciousness has to evolve.
So what is this vision in the end? Is it a blueprint for paradise on Earth? Or is it a world where in this quest for perfect harmony, we sacrifice the very ambition, conflict, and individuality that make us human? The vision of Civilization 3.0 forces us to ask a tough question. What part of our humanity would we be willing to give up for perfection?